Well, it's great to see you on the opening of our first Advent calendar. And we're going to go and have a look through the first window. Have a look at this. Now that was just one of the wise men. You see what he was doing? He was gathering his gold and counting his money. Because in our story, the wise men play a very important part. They actually live a long way from the centre of our story, which is Bethlehem. And they go on this amazing journey. There was a whole load of them. Some people call them 3 kings, but I reckon there was probably more. They were people that studied the stars and read the books or the scrolls, and they knew the histories and the prophecies and all of the wonderful truths of maths and science and physics, and they just investigated everything, and that's why they're called wise men. And as they were investigating, they noticed a new star and started reading about the star and the old prophecies. Have a look to see what was going on.
Star, it's a star. It's a star. It's a star, and see this somewhere. Where did I see this? The king. It's the king, and it's this. Jerusalem. It's a star. The king. Jerusalem. Yes. I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it.
So there was one of them. You see, he discovered it. And now he gathers his friends, and they're, I guess, going to get loads of camels because they've got a long way to come. They're coming up from the east, and the actual real meaning of that means that they're coming from when the sun starts rising. It's like a dawning of a new day, and they're traveling all the way, actually, to Jerusalem first, because they thought the king might be born there. And on they go. Now, the reason some people think that there was 3 of them is that they were bringing 3 gifts, but it doesn't really mean there were 3 of them. But anyway, it doesn't matter that much. But the 3 gifts do matter, because they were bringing these gifts to a baby king to be born. And the gifts are gold, frankincense. That's not Frankenstein, because that would be a crazy gift. And anyway, he comes a lot later in time. So it's gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Gold for a king, because they'd seen in the stars and the prophecies and the readings and the mathematics that a great king of God is going to be born. And frankincense, well, that's what people used to burn. It was like sap that hardened from a tree. And they set it on fire, and smoke billowed right up into the air. And it was like speaking to God, prayers that go up to God. So frankincense was used by priests, which would bring people to God. So this newborn king, gold for a king, and he was going to be people that bring people to God. And not only that, myrrh. Now myrrh was like an ointment. And it was used when you scratched yourself or hurt yourself if you were very rich, because myrrh was more expensive than gold. And myrrh is used also for embalming, like things that have died, you know? So it reminds you of death. Now that's a strange gift for a newborn king. But as we go on, we'll see why. This king who's going to bring us to God has to die in order to take us to heaven. And so there we are, the kings, or the wise men, or what the original writer called the Magi. See you on the 5th.